Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's article has to do with some attacks, military attacks coming from Ukraine and at the expense of the Russian forces. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from today, Friday, July 8, 2022. And this is the title: Dozens of Russians killed as armed forces of Ukraine hit ammunition depot in Nova Kakhovka. All right, the armed forces hit a Russian ammunition depot in occupied Nova Kakhovka. According to preliminary data, several dozen Russian soldiers were killed. Now, the speaker of the Odessa, there's a source, speaker of the Odessa OMA, Seri Brakchuk, on Telegram, the publication Ria Melitopol. Okay, this person said, Bratchuk, Nova Kakhovka in the morning as a preliminary minus ammunition, air defense, and many dozen orcs, which is Russians, were wounded / killed. The information is being clarified. It says here that the media write that after the successful action of the armed forces of Ukraine on the Russian positions at the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant, 44 soldiers were killed. It is noted that there were almost about 70 Russians, air defense and ammunition at the position that was destroyed. President Zelensky said that the weapons that Ukraine received from Western partners are finally available and have begun working very powerfully on the front line. The defenders are delivering significant strikes on the warehouses and important logistic points of the invaders. Now, it says something very strange here, and it says that they had successful action on the Russian positions at the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant. So, did they hit the power plant? They say here the Russian positions. Why would they have a depot at a hydroelectric power plant, and why would be so many 44 soldiers at the power plant? I don't know, I'm just to defend it from being shot by anybody. And why would the Ukrainians hit something close to a power plant? I do not know, but nevertheless, maybe that was the position where it just happened that the Russians were at and located, or maybe the Russians are using depots that are nearby this kind of points, therefore trying to feel protected from being hit. You know, you like the Ukrainian army always almost fights inside the city limits. They don't fight outside in the fields, on the woods, or they don't do war. They go around their citizens, and then when the Russians and shoot at the Russians, the invaders, and not invaders, they are invaders, right? They invaded the territory, so however we want to call them, they are invaders. They came in, but here you call them migrants, nevertheless. So illegal migrants anyway, or undocumented. That's the euphemism, undocumented. All right, got it. So someone talks in the earpiece here, tells me how I should, change my vocabulary and, you know. Nevertheless, back to these guys. So obviously the Russians are being hit according to the Ukrainian forces, and what can you do? Try to defend yourself. As I said, the Ukrainians seem to not defend their cities. From my perspective, they are trying to create problems being within the cities. Remember, I always remind you of Paris in the Second World War, when the German Wehrmacht was approaching the capital of France. The Parisians declared Paris an open city, so it's not destroyed and there will be no casualties. People will not die, civilians. Whereas, the Russians invaded here, but Ukrainians, each and every city, they work, they fight within the city limits. I haven't heard of Russians meeting these guys. It's probably there are where some rivers where the Russians try to cross over and so on, but mostly it's about cities, and it's very strange. Very strange. Nevertheless, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.